All right, guys, so I'm going to kind of go through what a visitor might see when they're viewing your free gift widget. And there are several different scenarios that are going to happen here, and it's kind of hard to really explain to you what a visitor is going to actually see without going through all the different scenarios, because there are some things that may be true with the application. There are some actions the user might take, and so these are all dependent or what a visitor sees are all dependent on what they do and the settings that you've set in the for your free gift. So I'm going to kind of go through all these and just walk you through them. The first thing, of course, is they're going to see your free gift widget. Now, there are two ways that a visitor can see your free gift widget, and I just want to kind of go over that very quickly. First of all, when you create your free gift, we create a page on freegiftr.com with a short link, and it'll read something like freegiftr.com/XYPQ39G or something. Okay, so it's a short link that no one's really going to be able to guess, but it's a responsive full width page that has your free gift widget. Now, when you go into the details page of your free gift, you'll be able to modify the width and height of that and then embed it on your own website. All right, so a visitor is going to see it in one of two ways, either on our website at the short link or on your website at the embedded link. Now, if you are sharing or driving traffic to your site with the embedded link, well, that's very important, because anyone who sees that story on Facebook, when they click access and they create an access this free gift story, then when any one of their friends see that and click through to it, they're going to go to your web page with the embedded free gift. If for some reason you did not embed it and you are just using the short link that we give you, that's fine. And so when visitors access it through our short link, then when their friends see the story on Facebook and click through to it, they're going to go to the short link on our website. So just so you understand, those are the two ways that people are going to be able to see the free gift. And the way it looks is going to have several components, and I kind of want to go over those with you. The first component is on the left-hand side, and this is going to be either an image or video, depending on what you've set in your settings. So first of all, the image is going to always be there on the stories that users create on Facebook. Okay, so when you upload your free gift or you use a URL for your free gift instead, then we automatically give you an image. We assign an image basically to it. So if you've uploaded a video, we're going to have a nice little cartoony clapboard. If you are using a link instead, it's going to be a megaphone. And of course, you're able to change those images, and you'll see that in those tutorials. But we automatically assign an image. You can upload a new image, and so that image is going to be used on the stories on Facebook. Now, you also have the option to include a video. Now, the video is only shown on the free gift widget. Okay, so this is the area where either the image or the video is going to be shown on the left-hand side of your widget. On the right-hand side of your widget, you're going to have the top part is called the call to action area, and this is where all the changes might take place. Where let's say a user does a certain action, well, this top call to action area is where things are going to change. Everything else remains the same. Okay, so beneath the call to action area, we'll have the title of your free gift. Beneath that, we'll have the provider name. Now and then of course underneath that would be the description, and you are actually able to change all of these in your settings. So you're able to change the video, the image, the title, the provider name, and the description. Now there are other things that you can change, of course, like connecting with your autoresponder or requiring a like for a certain page, things like that. So let's kind of go through what might happen when they see this free gift widget. The first thing is they're going to be one of two things, either logged in to Freegiftr or not logged in to Freegiftr. Now, let me say that 99% of the people, of course, are not going to be logged into Freegiftr. All right. But there is the 1%, or maybe more after more and more people start using the application, that are going to be logged into Freegiftr. And the way that might happen is, let's say Frank Kern decided to use our product. I hope he does. He may never, but just in case, let's say he did. And all the people on his list went through one of our, his free gift widget process, and they logged in with Facebook and they got their free gift. Okay. Now, if any of those people are on your list, well, when they see your free gift, they won't have to log in to Freegiftr anymore. They'll be logged into Freegiftr if they're logged into Facebook. Okay, so that's the time when they won't be shown this connect to get free gift button, because they'll already be logged into Freegiftr. If they've accepted permissions through either one of your other promotions, one of your other free gifts, or anyone else's promotions or free gifts on Freegiftr, then they'll already be logged in and they won't have to accept permissions again. So that's the beauty of that. And it may happen, but let's just assume that they're not logged into Freegiftr when they see your free gift. So they'll see this Facebook connect button. It says connect to get free gift. And then we have an anti-spam message that says use Facebook to access your free gift. We promise never to sell, rent, or share your information with anyone. Okay, pretty nondescript there. Now, when they click this connect to get free gift button, they are going to be shown Facebook dialog, permissions dialog. All right. And just for the record, I'm going to go over what happens when they are logged into Freegiftr in just in a while after I finish this. So let's kind of go through what they're going to see when they're not logged in first. They click the blue button. They see the dialog, permissions dialog box from Facebook. And they're going to do one of two things. They're going to accept the Facebook permissions, or they're going to deny them. Very simple. And let me make sure that you understand that the permissions dialog is very, very nondescript, generically branded. It doesn't have Freegiftr on it. It just says connect, and it's a blue icon, the same Facebook blue. And it kind of has the same font that Facebook uses, and it says simply Facebook would like to access, Connect would like to access your name, email, and list of friends. Okay, so it's pretty simple, and it's what most applications use to begin with. So we ask the least amount of permissions that we can at first in order to increase the probability that they'll accept those permissions. Now, when they deny the permissions, we have another little surprise for you, but let's assume the best in this case, and let's say they accept Facebook permissions. Let's kind of go over that first. All right, so when they accept permissions, the next thing that's going to happen in that little call to action area, remember where the button happened to be, where it says connect to get free gift? The next thing that's going to happen is that's going to change depending on whether or not you have a like gate in place. So in your settings for your free gift, if you've connected with Facebook and you've chosen a page that you want users to like before they access your free gift, that's called a like gate. And so that little section will pop up after they accept permissions. Let's say they say, okay, on Facebook permissions, you have the like gate in place. First of all, the application will check that you have the like gate. And if you do, then the system is going to check whether or not the visitor has not liked your page or has already liked your page. So that's pretty cool. It automatically checks right there, depending on whether or not they have liked your page or not liked it. So let's assume at this point again that your visitor has not liked your page. All right. Now, the Freegiftr widget is going to show two different things based on whether or not it's required or optional. So in your settings, when you choose to have a like gate and you choose one of your pages that you want people to like, there's also a switch that says, do you want to require people to like this page? And if you have it set to yes, then it's required, and this portion shows inside of your call to action area. If you've made it optional, then this portion does. So let's look at that very closely. First of all, they look pretty much the same, except for this like to continue phrase at the bottom. So it says almost done, one more step, like, and then it'll list your page name on Facebook. It also give the like button, and it will have a phrase beneath it that says like to continue. Now this is required, so the only option they have here is to like the page in order to access your free gift. Now if you've made it optional, then the same thing will happen, except for on the end of that phrase, like to continue, we add or skip, and if you'll notice closely, it's actually a link, and it allows them to skip that process. So when you are setting up your free gift, understand that when you have a like gate in place and you're asking someone to like your page, depending on whether or not you check that switch that says you want to require it or not, is going to show different things inside of this call to action area. Okay, so this call to action area, again, let's just look at that very quickly on your widget. It's going to look like this. So that like to, one more step, like to, one more step, and then it has the like button, and then the like to continue or skip is going to be right here above your title. Okay, so I just want to point that out, and you'll see that as you move through it and start testing everything. Okay, so again, it's going to be required or optional. Let's look at if it's required. This means that you've chosen that you want it to require. At that point, the visitor has to like the page in order to access the free gift. Now, let's say you've made it optional. Okay, at that point, the visitor either likes it or they skip it. Okay, so it sounds very simple, but in order for this process to, in order for me to walk you through the process, I really have to kind of point that out. Let's say the visitor likes the page. Now you notice all these other lines popped up, and that's because they all kind of go to one thing, and that is they view this final access free gift button. Okay, so we've walked you through this portion. Let's kind of go over that again very quickly. They are not logged into Freegiftr. They click the connect to get free gift button. They see the dialog, Facebook permissions dialog, and they accept Facebook permissions. The system checks whether there's a like gate in place. If there is, then we find out if the visitor has liked or not liked your page. If they have not liked your page, then we check to see whether or not you've made it required or optional that they do so. If you have made it optional, then the visitor likes the page or they skip it. And if you have made it required, then they have to like the page. And then ultimately they'll see this final free gift, access free gift. So this is the final call to action area here. All right, now remember, when they share back to Facebook, that's when they post an open graph story on their newsfeed using explicitly shared parameter. And I'm not sure if I've talked about that, but I do talk about it in another video. All right, so let's go through this last little thing of where these lines are here. The system checks to see if there's a like gate. If there is, and the visitor has already liked the page, then they won't see this step, and they'll immediately see this access free gift button. All right, so that's actually very quick. They accept permissions. They click the blue button, they accept permissions. They've already liked your page, and once they accept permissions, they see this access free gift button. So it's very simple. Now the like gate there really would only be shown if they have not liked your page, and that's easy enough. All right, now let's say the visitor clicks the Facebook connect to get free gift button, and the Facebook permissions dialog box comes up. And instead of accepting permissions, worst case scenario, they deny the permissions. Let's look and see what happens. So it's very simple. The call to action area changes to say, no Facebook, use email instead. And then it gives a nice little form, a box that lets them enter their email address. And then another anti-spam message that says, we promise never to sell, rent, or share your information, with a nice big orange Get Free Gift button. Now, as soon as they enter their name and email address, it goes through the same Lightgate process. If you don't have a Lightgate, then as soon as they enter their name and or their email, they'll see this View Final Access Free Gift button. Okay. But if you do have a Lightgate in place, then they'll check to see whether or not the user has liked the page. So the same process goes through before they see the Access Free Gift button. So actually, it's very very simple, and you're going to be guaranteed more conversions, because whether or not they accept Facebook permissions, they're going to go through the same process as they would if they were going through a normal opt-in. The only thing different here is when they deny Facebook permissions, they enter their email address, and beyond that, we have a Lightgate. So, how often does that happen? They enter their name and email address, and that's it. That you get their name and email, but you don't have any interaction on Facebook. So this kind of adds to that. And then, of course, you're getting their email address before they do that. Now, one thing I want to point out is when users click this Connect to Get Free Gift button, they're shown the Facebook permissions dialog. As soon as they either do one of two things, as soon as they accept Facebook permissions, and before they see a Lightgate, we are submitting that information to your autoresponder. So whether or not they go through the whole process or not, they're still submitted to your autoresponder. When they deny Facebook permissions and they enter their email address and they click Get Free Gift, before they see a Lightgate, they're already submitted to your autoresponder. So in other words, as soon as we have their information, we send it to the autoresponder and get them on your list. All right, now they do have to double opt in, so make sure you understand that. They'll have to check their email address. So you might want to talk about that a little bit, maybe in a video or on your thank you page, if you're using a URL. All right, so that's pretty much it for that. Now let's say best case scenario, they've already opted in using someone else's list or on one of your other free gift promotions. Visitors logged into Freegiftr for whatever reason. So at this point, this call to action area won't be this blue Connect to Get Free Gift button. If they're logged into Freegiftr for whatever reason, then it'll be this orange Get Free Gift button. So as soon as they click that, then they'll go through the Lightgate. So the user, the system will check whether or not you have a Lightgate. If not, then they'll just see this Access Free Gift button. And if you do have a Lightgate, then we'll check to see whether that visitor has already liked your page or not. And depending on that process, of course, you'll see the required optional. And then if they already like the page, then they will see the final Access Free Gift button. So that's pretty simple there too. All right, so let's kind of zoom out and see what that looks like. All right, so that's pretty much it, the way the process goes. I guess I'll go over it very quickly again, just to kind of give you an overview. They see your widget, they're either logged in or not. If they are not logged in, they see the blue Connect to Get Free Gift button. That's when they're shown the Facebook permissions dialog, and they either accept it or they deny it. If they accept it, if they deny it, let's say, the visitor enters their email address, and then if they do accept the permissions, they'll see the Lightgate. Okay, so either way, they'll see the Lightgate if you have a Lightgate in place. And if you don't, then of course they just view this final Access Free Gift button. If you do, we'll check to see whether the visitor has liked or not liked your page. If they have not liked your page, we'll check to see whether or not you've required the like, or you've made it optional. If you've required it, they have to like it. If you've made it optional, there'll be a skip link, and they either like it or skip it, or they like it if it's required, and then they see this final access free gift button. Now, if they're logged into Freegiftr, they just click this orange button instead of this blue button, and then we will check the light gate scenario. If you don't have a light gate, they'll just see the access free gift button. If you do have a light gate, we'll check to see if they've liked it or not. Okay, so it just goes through this process again. So that's pretty easy, right? All right, well, thanks for watching. And now that you know everything about what the visitor might see with your free gift widget, you'll be able to structure your campaigns better. Thank you.